I couldn't believe that it was only, a month ago, a little more. I was getting on a plane to go to Mexico March 10th. My daughter said, don't go because this stuff was starting to happen. And, in my heart of hearts, I didn't want to go either. Why wouldn't I want to go to a tropical island? Because I love my life. It's like a mosaic of joys. I love going to the library and working in the river of books that I consume omnivorously. And I love my Pilates class. And I love doing my blog. And I love doing my radio show. And I love going to the gym. And I love walking. Oh, it's exhausting, but it isn't because it fills me with joy. Now, my sister, who's a retired therapist, said, Neshama, it's too much. You get up at 5 in the morning. I'm a lark. And sometimes you don't get home till 9:45 at night. What are you going to give up? And I said, nothing. I'm not going to give up anything. I love it all. But there I was on my way to Mexico because I'm a good girl. I had paid the money. And I was going to go for something that would help me. So where were we going in Mexico? Yalapa. Doesn't that sound exotic? We had been there for 6 years. And who's this we? It's my friend and I. She's a fabulous Tai Chi teacher. I forgot, how could I have left that out of my long stream of joys? Because I do Tai Chi every single morning. But you should know, when you do a practice, when you practice the form, as we say, it may look kind of all gentle and flowing and almost improvised, but it's very specific. And if you don't get it right, the medicine, the chi does not flow properly. And so here she is giving a week-long workshop so we can shape up our forms. And there we are on the plane, landing in Puerto Vallarta, which is pretty frenetic. But then we get on a boat, a water taxi, which sounds elegant, but it's just all the way across the Bay of Banderas to a beautiful little cove and to a little fishing village. They got electricity 13 years ago. There's no road. There are donkeys, there are mules, there are horses, there are ATVs, but what can you do? I mean, the people deserve to roar around if they want to. And there I was in Mexico without most of my props. I mean, yes, I had my Tai Chi. Yes, I had a suitcase full of books and a Kindle, but in case the Kindle failed, which indeed it did, I had the books to read. But the thing about Mexico is it has its own open rhythm. And so the only thing that was scheduled was this 10 to 12 boot camp doing Tai Chi, and the rest of it was just free float. And there'd be a breakfast, and then we'd do some Tai Chi, and then we'd eat a little guacamole, and then I'd read a book, and then I'd go down to the beach, and I'd swim in this delicious water. The waves weren't too big, a little when you get in, and then it just feels like your body is being surrounded by joy, and you're bobbing in a kind of celestial stew pot filled with other people, and we're all chatting, and then nothing else except maybe once in a while we'd go down the lumpy bumpy path to the village 15 minutes and have a celebratory dinner. And so thus it went on, and I started to really relax, which is pretty unusual for me, except I know this is what happens in Mexico. But we weren't cut off from what was going on here. And we had email, and we had Facebook, and we had texting. And my daughter finally texted me, and she said, I had 3 more days to go. She said, they're going to close the border, and I got you a ticket, and you have to come home. And this time I listened to my daughter, and I got on a plane, and I flew back to San Francisco airport, and she picked me up with a cooler full of delicious food and got me to the airport, and I got home in the dark of night to a world turned absolutely upside down because I was in self-seclusion, and all those things that I thought I was were not available. And so, wow, the pause, the breath, the surprises that came, whap, 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 as I settled into what had set me up in Mexico with this cool, calm, open rhythm. Now, I have to tell you that, I when I did this story, when I practiced it, I ended with just joyous gratitude. But we're human. That's not us. I had a kind of saggy day a couple of days ago. The great balloon of hope kind of started to soften, but I know it'll fill up. I mean, that's the way we go. And you should also know that my nature abhors a vacuum, and into it has come Zoom meeting after Zoom meeting, and I'm kind of working online, and I'm still doing my radio show from home, and I'm still doing my blog. I'm walking like 3 hours a day. I am still a busy woman, but okay, I'll say it, with the pissiness that enters into all of our lives, I'm so grateful for this bizarre opportunity. And I say, this too shall pass, but let's hope we don't pass with it. Thank you.